do you think of that?
A good fight.
You think the winner should get Canelo? The next one, Floyd?
What do you think? Did you give it to tough fight? Nice to meet you.
I thought it was close. I thought it was a close fight. I thought Terence pulled out the 12th round. And, styles make fights. In Israel, he's got a lot of amateur experience. A lot of times in the pros, fans act like it's a popularity contest. And if you're not the most popular, then you're a bum.
Floyd Mayweather has given a shocking reaction to Terence Crawford, beating Israil Madrimov in their highly competitive fight. Crawford claimed the WBA junior middleweight title by securing a unanimous decision victory against Madrimov. The early rounds of the bout went on at a tactical pace. The second round's hurried pace infuriated the Los Angeles audience. No matter the crowd's reaction, Crawford found his groove and accelerated his pace as the fight wore on. He effortlessly landed counterpunches, while Mov struggled to bridge the gap between them. Despite the challenges, Marov had his moments of brilliance. He garnered praise from numerous former fighters and analysts for his skill in maintaining a competitive edge and delivering powerful punches in several rounds.
Israil was a tough competitor. I knew he was going to be tough. Like I said, I knew all about him when I went to Uzbekistan, and they was telling me so much about him. He's real strong, he's durable, he took a lot of good shots, and he got me around.
Madrimov rose to the occasion, delivering a genuine test for Crawford. It was crucial for Madrimov to POS a significant challenge, especially since this marked Crawford's debut in the 154 pounds weight class. Throughout the match, Madrimov landed some solid power shots and maintained relentless pressure.
Like everybody knew coming into the fight, he had fast feet, he had good rhythm upstairs, and he was strong, and he was waiting to counter me just like I was trying to counter him. He was very disciplined. He wasn't coming in throwing in wild shots like I intended him to do, and he fought a good fight.
Top Rank sent along a highlight clip of Bud demonstrating his rapid-fire counterpunching. Crawford dominated the ring throughout the night, showcasing his tactical prowess. While he refrained from relentless aggression, he skillfully accrued points. His powerful conclusion secured him the judges' favor on the scorecards.
I figured it out from the get-go, but I was just being patient. I didn't want to rush in with anything because that's how I got caught a couple of times, rushing in, trying to eat too soon. But I did my thing.
This victory further embellishes an already stellar boxing resume, positioning Crawford among the elite. With this triumph, he secured a world title in the 154 pounds weight class, marking his fourth division conquest. This latest achievement follows his overwhelmingly dominant tenure as a welterweight, solidifying his status as a formidable force in the sport.
Yeah, you can feel the difference because, like I said, Israil a real strong opponent. He only got 11 fights, but he's very strong, and we knew that coming in the game. And for us to come and fight a guy of his caliber, the first fight says a lot about me.
Since stepping into the welterweight division in 2018, Crawford has dominated the scene. His rise began with a decisive 9th-round TKO against WBO champion Jeff Hearn. From there, he fiercely defended his title 6 times, culminating in a spectacular 9th-round TKO victory over Errol Spence Jr. To unify all the belts, Spence Jr. had a rematch clause which he exercised, but Crawford became wary of the negotiations. The contract ran out, and the Brassan was given this chance. Securing this belt wasn't Crawford's primary motivation for stepping into the junior middleweight division. His sights are set on what could be the most significant bout of his career, a potential showdown with Canelo Alvarez. Turkey Alec, the head of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, has informed Crawford that he plans to organize a major bout. For him, Alec told ESPN, "No one delivered a good fight for him. When you reach this time of age and glory, you pick your fights. If they give you the right money and the right fighters, you will take it. No one gave him in the last 4 years when Crawford seized his chance to showcase his skills against a formidable opponent like Spence. He executed a performance of sheer brilliance. Alvarez now represents the next pinnacle in his career. According to Bleacher Report's latest pound-for-pound rankings, Crawford and Alvarez stand at 3rd and 4th respectively. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford offered a frosty response to Eddie Hearn's critique of the judges following his latest bout. Despite the win, Bud seemed to have difficulty adapting to Madrimov's unorthodox fighting approach. Although he appeared to be the more active fighter, holding a slight edge in numbers, Madrimov demonstrated greater precision with his punches. Crawford, however, intensified his attack in the later rounds, pressing the USBC opponent with a higher volume of strikes and relentless pressure. Despite the bout being closely contested, The judges awarded Crawford the victory with scores of 116, 112, 115, 113, and 115, 113, making him the new WBA super welterweight champion. In the post-fight interview, Eddie Hearn, the chairman of Matchroom Boxing and Madov's promoter, questioned the scorecards. He stated that all of the effective punches were coming from Israil Madrimov and acknowledged that Crawford had a good flurry in the last rounds. He described the fight as super close and expressed his belief that as a challenger, one must decisively take the belt from the champion, which he felt Terence Crawford did not do. Hearn praised Crawford's brilliance, but asserted that in his view, Madrimov deserved to be the champion that night.
Because it's a waste of time. It's not a 116, 112 fight. He was in the fight. He's coming into the fight as the champion. But because he's fighting Terence Crawford, he doesn't get a shake. All of the effective punches were coming from Israil Madrimov. Crawford had a good flurry in, I think, the last 10th round. It was a super close fight. I believe when you come into that ring as champion, you've got to take the belt off that champion. Terence Crawford didn't do that. And I love him, he's brilliant. But for me, he deserves to be champion tonight. It was a fight that could have gone either way. And then you hear the scorecards, and it's like a why'd you bother?
Crawford was asked to comment on Eddie Hearn's evaluation of the fight at the press conference held following the fight. He answered, "You've got to understand, that's his fighter. He's going to say anything that he can to hype it up. You know that guy lost. And so does his team. And so does he." In 2023, Crawford was anticipated to face Errol Spence Jr. again, after claiming the undisputed welterweight title with a victory over him. Yet that rematch never materialized. Instead, Spence is set to take on Sebastian Fundora for the WBC and WBO super welterweight crowns in the near future. Should Spence victorious, a potential rematch with Crawford might become a reality in the super welterweight ranks. It was Bud's first appearance at 154 pounds after previously conquering titles at 135 and securing undisputed status at both 140 and 147. He appeared fit and confident at the new weight, stepping into the ring as the favored contender against the larger but less seasoned UFC champion. Madrimov remained fiercely competitive, finding considerable success against his American opponent. The American's usual drive for a decisive finish seemed subdued by the relentless power shots coming his way. The exchanges were frequent and intense, and several swing rounds are likely to spark closer scrutiny from those analyzing the fight in the days ahead. The victory marked the end of Crawford's impressive streak of 11 consecutive stoppage wins. Following the bout, Crawford lauded Madrimov as tough and strong. Madrimov, on his part, expressed his belief that he had done enough to secure the win and voiced his desire for a rematch. This sentiment came just before his promoter Eddie Hearn weighed in with a candid critique of the judges' scorecards, all in favor of Crawford. Hearn remarked that it felt like a waste of time as he disagreed with the 11:62 score, insisting that Madrimov was in the fight. He felt that because Madrimov was fighting Terence Crawford, he didn't get a fair chance. Hearn noted that all the effective punches came from Israil Madrimov, acknowledging Crawford's good flurry in the last or 10th round. He described the fight as super close and expressed his belief that a challenger must decisively take the belt from the champion, which he felt Crawford did not do. Although he praised Crawford's brilliance, Hearn asserted that Madrimov deserved to be champion that night. He expressed frustration with the scorecards, feeling that it made the effort seem futile as two of them showed a 4-round difference. Hearn observed the quietness in Crawford's corner throughout the fight and noted their anxiety in the 12th round, implying that they knew the fight was very close. He felt that the judges showed no respect for Madrimov because he was fighting Crawford, suggesting that the outcome seemed predetermined and that there were external expectations and plans for Crawford's victory.